All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Celestis Memorial Spaceflights. We are having massive technical difficulties, and we cannot troubleshoot the problem. What we like to do is delay this for 24 hours. Many of you understand what I'm trying to hear echo in me. That's one of our problems as well. But we greatly apologize. The situation is we can't hear Charlie, and I am trying to figure this out of why we can't hear Charlie. Charlie, do a test and say something.
You can't hear me.
Yep, can't hear you. And what we like to do is postpone this for 24 hours. So 6 p.m. Mountain time, and of course 7 p.m. East Coast time. I'm sorry, Charlie, what? 6 p.m. Central time. Sorry about that. Then 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will get back to you tomorrow with all the updates. Yeah, Colby. Hi, Colby. Yeah, but you can't hear Charlie. And if you do hear him, it's probably because he's coming over my phone. I have my speaker on the phone. But we can't hear Charlie at all. Charlie, can you say something again just in case? Test, Charlie?
Yeah, well, I'm saying something.
They're saying they can hear us both.
Okay, who are they? Guests? So I think it's something on your end, Mark.
Well, Charlie, keep talking. Guys, I'm going to put Charlie full screen. Oops, sorry. And if you can hear Charlie okay, he's really the only one that needs to speak. So, guys, please keep confirming that you can, in fact, hear Charlie. And I'll play it. Okay, they can hear you.
Okay, so Mark,
so sorry for the crappy opening.
Right, and please stand by as we talked about. I need you to pull up the tracking software and also hopefully the family video. Anyway, sorry about that, folks, and welcome. I'm happy that you can hear us. I don't know what the master control room in Orlando is going through, but I'm happy to be with you tonight. This is our first soiree post Tranquility and Enterprise launch. So there's some looking backwards that we want to do tonight, and there's some looking forward that we want to do tonight, and also certainly respond to any comments. So yeah, now I see you guys all hear me. So appreciate the feedback, and I was on private chat, so we're not ignoring you, but I do appreciate everyone hearing us. Okay, so what I wanted to do tonight is, first of all, talk a little bit about the Enterprise and Tranquility mission that we launched on Vulcan Centaur on January 8th. Most of you know that the Vulcan rocket performed flawlessly on its first ever mission, right on time, no holds, a beautiful, I think it was around 3 a.m. in Florida launch that we were privileged to witness from the ULA Mission Control headquarters. And kudos. That vehicle is much needed in the fleet. It's also performed, I think it's around 168 missions in a row for ULA, and just couldn't have gone better. My congrats to Tori Bruno and his entire team that treated us like kings, like the customers we were, but also showed the love of the missions that they were doing for us. On several occasions, I had ULA employees come up to me and say how great they felt being able to provide this service to you all. So the mission, the initial liftoff was success. The orbital injection was success. The first thing that happened was the release of the Astrobotic Peregrine lunar lander, which went on time and right down the pike into the translunar orbit that it was intended. So I went to bed and woke up the next morning with propulsion issue on board Peregrine. And as it turned out, that propulsion valve, which was stuck, and of course worked all throughout testing, meant that the Peregrine stayed on its correct orbit. It just missed the moon by a few days in the dynamics of solar system alignment, and as a result was unable to execute any maneuver to affect the soft landing. Ultimately, the spacecraft re-entered the Earth's atmosphere and went into, I believe it was the Indian Ocean, the final pieces of it upon re-entry. That was a tough one. As we've seen with the Japanese, the Astrobotic and Intuitive machines, achieving a lunar landing these days is truly rocket science. It's not easy to do, and we were unable to achieve that lunar landing for our 70 flight capsule people on board the Peregrine. So I will note that the mission per se was a success in that we achieved the contract mandated TLI insertion. But having followed it, watched it, been part of it, we decided, even though the mission was technically a success from our side, most of our clients didn't feel that way. And as a result, we have extended an offer to all of the participants on Tranquility for a no-cost reflight aboard our Destiny mission, which is currently, I believe, on the website. It may say Q4 or late 2025. I'm expecting that'll move by a quarter or so. What a surprise. Launches 2 years out aren't exactly when they are scheduled for. But we'll be releasing more details about Destiny, including several of you have said, hey, I haven't got my contract yet. No sweat. We had to produce for the first time a new legal document. And whenever you do that, lawyers get involved, and it's necessary, but slows the process down. But we know who you are. We've heard from you. You're booked for Destiny, and we will file the appropriate paperwork well in advance of 2026 so that you'll have that information. And as I said, we'll be releasing some more information, not exactly certain, but in the coming days, about the specifics of the Destiny mission. So that was Destiny, which was not a success, was not something that brought great satisfaction to everyone. But I think, you know, as I've often said on this webcast, space is hard. And I think, as I said, 3 in a row, Japanese went in nose first. We didn't make it to the surface, and Intuitive machines broke 2 legs and worked for about a week as lunar landers. So, but we'll get you there. That's all, you know, in nearly 30 years of providing this service, we've never not done the service that we promised. On a happier note, Enterprise nailed it. So the 3rd Centaur burn, which is the top part of the Vulcan, the 2nd stage of the Vulcan rocket, placed the Centaur mission, along with all of the Enterprise flight capsules, more than 268 participants, I believe, on a trajectory which will take them into deep space, into a permanent heliocentric orbit. The spacecraft is on a 2.5-year journey to achieve that orbit. And now, with Marc's help, we will unveil for the first time the tracker for the Enterprise flight. We've had a lot of people, hey, when can I track that spacecraft? And the answer is starting now. We worked with a good group, Heavens Above, out of West Germany or Germany, who, if you know them at all, you know them for their tracking of the Voyager spacecraft, tracking Elon Musk's Tesla as it roams the solar system. So I'm hoping, Marc, can you bring that up at this point? If you are, there he goes. All right. So this one's a little hard to see on, on my screen. You will, in fact, I think damn near impossible to make out. So let's hit the animation portion of it, if you will, so we can at least see a little more. If you go to the site, this is high res and very visible, and you'll see where we are. So you need to uncheck the real time. Well, he said he found it. There you go. Now animation should come up. Now you checked it, so uncheck it. There you go. See animation? Check it. And there you can see the blue dot is Earth, the white dot is Enterprise, and you see the trajectory. This will slowly, and again, it's got much greater fidelity on our website, but you'll be able to track it over 2.5 years as it extends beyond the moon and keep it going. There's just not much showing up here. I'm sorry. There you go. Now you can see from a top down where it is. The dots show the various planets. You'll want Venus and Mars in particular, and allows you to see, and I think let's go ahead and kill this because it does not come across my screen well at all. But I have seen it on the website, and it looks great. You can go there every day and see where the Enterprise flight is on each day over time. And where do you find that? Celestis.com, and you'll see on the homepage, track the spacecraft or track Celestis spacecraft. Click on that. It will take you to where you track all of our orbital missions, but also the Enterprise mission. And again, don't be dissuaded by what you're seeing here because we're not reproducing it in any fidelity for you. But it's cool. And we have real-time tracking of Enterprise now. And who knows how many thousands, millions, billions years before it encounters an object somewhere in the solar system. But it is truly a permanent deep space orbit. And it's the first time we have ever achieved that. So I love it. They worked hard to get it so I could release it today. It's on our website. I encourage everybody to go look at it and track that deep space spacecraft. So the other elements of looking back, are the family video, which is finished, and we will, I don't know whether it'll work, Marc, from your location or not. My plan was to have Marc show it at the end of this broadcast, but if he's not sending any sound out, we may have to, it's live on YouTube as we speak now. It's called the Enterprise and Tranquility Memorial Spaceflight. We just posted it on YouTube, so y'all can go look at it there. It's about 31 minutes. There's also some other videos on YouTube for the dinner and for the memorial services for both missions. So all that video has been pulled together. The family video is about a 31-minute recap of both missions, the events of both missions. I'm proud. I believe we got this one out faster than any family video in our history. And thanks to Vinny down in Florida and the team here that helped push that through. So I think that the only thing we have remaining on Enterprise and Tranquility, besides the Tranquility reflight, is the dispersal of the final amount of cremated remains or DNA that we got from you or from the DNA lab that we aren't going to need to fly. Obviously, for Tranquility, we're not going to do anything with those ashes other than fly them on Destiny. But for Enterprise, we're in the process of confirming with everyone the final disposition. Our baseline is we scatter the remaining ashes near the launch site on the Banana River, I think it is, down in Florida. If you feel like you really want to have the ashes returned to you, there's a provision for doing that. You should contact Faith in our customer service department, and she'll discuss with you how that happens. Okay. I don't have any, that was I believe our 21st and 22nd mission. And lo and behold, we're staring right in the face of mission number 23, coming up now no earlier than July 1st from Vandenberg Air Force Base out in beautiful wine country, California. That's the Harmony flight. That is on board with a small satellite operated by a company called CEOPS. They have a fleet of small satellites that they're putting up. And we partnered with them on a SpaceX transporter launch out of Vandenberg. As I said, it has been scheduled for no earlier than July 1st. And no earlier is the correct phrase. Again, SpaceX is getting very routine in their launches, but they still somewhat move around. Later in, I think this week, we'll be sending out an update to our Harmony families to have an opportunity to be updated on what we're planning to do, and to make sure that we're staying in touch with you if you're thinking about coming out for the launch. Launch events at Vandenberg are impressive activities. We take advantage of our location in the Central California wine country to open up a vineyard for our memorial services and receptions. And it's just overall a very nice place to visit, and it's a great place to see a rocket launch from. So Harmony will be the next orbital mission that we have and scheduled for no earlier, than July 1st. Let me take the question. Destiny South Pole destination. I don't believe it's going to the South Pole. I believe it has another destination selected by NASA earlier, and again, we'll when we release the information about the mission, we will include the proffered landing site. See if I have any other questions that have come up. Other missions that we're working include Perseverance. That's moving around a little bit. We'll be in touch with the Perseverance families again in the in the very few next days for options on it. And then Serenity scheduled currently for October. And again, that one may move around a little bit also, as launches tend to do. You always get the latest information that we have, and the only information that we use is when it comes from the people that are actually operating the mission. So, as we've seen with our other launch events, um, uh, stay tuned. Don't make any changeable plans. Uh, be flexible. Again, it's perfectly cool to watch the launch from SpaceX. Webcasts every launch they do. We webcast all of our memorial services. So if you can't make it to beautiful Central California in July, we will have that. And of course, we always produce a video afterwards. And once it's on orbit, you'll be able to track it. So attendance is not by any means mandatory, but it's a very fulfilling time for the folks that are able to make it. I think we had about 550 guests from all over the world at our launch in Florida in January, and it was a tremendous opportunity to spend several days together and to celebrate the life of a loved one, a friend, someone that is on board the rocket. So we as long as we are able, and in sometimes we haven't been able. There was a launch in 2008 from the Kwajalein Atoll in the Marshall Islands in the South Pacific. We weren't able to host guests at that launch, but we try whenever we can, and we generally try to choose launch venues, be it Spaceport America, be it Vandenberg, be it Florida, that do have accommodations to allow people to come and be part of that. And that's our commitment. Let's see, Aurora capsules are being relaunched as part of both Harmony and Serenity. We upgraded everybody. We sent an email out to everyone, got everybody's decision to upgrade people to a orbital launch, and so that will be that's what happens with Aurora. And Deborah, Serenity started out as Q2, and now it's Q3, no, October, Q4 of this year. And again, nothing, that's just the cadence of the transporter missions as SpaceX flies them. And again, we're constantly in touch, and we'll tell you, all as we always do, when we think it is time for you to make your reservations. Time frame: the Enterprise capsules will be launched in deep space. They were launched, Joe, on January 8th. They will make it to their deep space heliocentric 150 million mile orbit in about 2.5 years, if that's what you're asking. It will achieve its final deep space position. And when it does that, as we've said, it will become Enterprise Station in about 2.5 years. It's probably it's less than that now, because we've been flying for 2 months, 60 days plus. So I know we're outside of the Earth's influence. I think we get beyond the moon here in the next few weeks. What you can do is track it on our tracker on our website. I'm so proud to be able to say that. That wasn't an easy thing to do. We had to get really precise information. And thank you, ULA, for cooperating with us and giving us all that information so that we could have Chris Pete and his son at Heavens Above build that tracking system. And that'll be there. I don't know how long the internet will last, but it will have it up as long as possible. Let's put it that way. I'm looking for any other questions that I might have missed. What about Serenity? I did that. A lot of people can hear us. Patty Wiebert, thank you so much. Really appreciate the kind words, and it keeps us going. Leslie Taylor reported that she enlarged her screen and it helped the image a lot. So I am of the age that is people have to tell me to do that before I figure it out. Tony likes the name Destiny, and thank you. And looks like everybody else can just hear us. Okay, so that's really the update that I wanted to provide for you. We'll get back into the cadence now. It was a little crazy around here after the January launch. So we'll get back into the monthly live stream. We'll have guests and do it like we've done it before, keep everybody up to date on our always evolving and busy flight manifest. Think about it, 22 missions. That's a lot that this team at Celestis has been able to accomplish over the years. Carlotta, yes, Aurora was upgraded to an orbital flight. We are going to have Perseverance, but we're not reflying. For all the people that chose the upgrade, we're flying them on Aurora, not on Perseverance. Will you announce when the ashes of Enterprise will be scattered? Yes, we will do that. Basically, we hire a scattering service out of nearby Cocoa, Florida, and they take care of it. They produce a certificate of completion, which they send to us. So as soon as that's done, we definitely will and micro SD chip for the Aurora replacement. I guess that's Michaela or her dad or someone at there. And yes, you can. Absolutely. Please contact us. We'll be happy to. All right. I think there aren't a lot more questions. So what I'd like to do now, they tell me that the video should work. So we will go ahead and play the family video. Thank you, Gary. Gary's one of our potential providers for our next deep space mission. And the ashes, Leslie Daniel, ashes are scattered on the Banana River, near as close as you can legally get to the Kennedy Space Center for doing that. For those not familiar with the Banana River, you see a lot of pictures of the launches with a river, and that is the Banana River. It's a very famous river that runs literally through the Kennedy Space Center down in Florida. All right, my friend Marc, let's see how this thing works, and maybe enlarge your screens. I think he's got to press go. Got no sound. Yeah. Marc, I think you're just having generic problems. There's no sound. So I don't want to spoil it, Marc. If you're listening, I think we ought to just tell people to go to let's pause it and go to YouTube, the Celestis channel, and you can watch it there. I apologize. We've had a meltdown at Mission Control in Florida, audio meltdown. We'll get it fixed for the next time. But you saw the video lead in, and hopefully that excited everybody enough to go to YouTube and watch it. We will replay it at next month's live stream also. Video we played a few hours ago. I don't know that we played it. We posted it on YouTube a very few hours ago. So, but again, it's called the Enterprise, and there's the link. Thank you. You will, the video, Mr. Bransfield, the video will be downloadable from the website just as soon as we make that happen so that you can get a copy of it. Let's see. All right, everybody's got it, see it. Well, folks, thank you for your patience as we battled the forces of technology. We're really pleased that we have Enterprise on the way. We have the plans for reflying Destiny, and we're picking back up on our orbital flight cadence. And when I say downloadable from the website, you can't download anything from YouTube, but we will make our video downloadable from our website. It's just not available there yet, but you can watch it 100 times on YouTube and direct all your friends to it also. Okay, guys, appreciate everybody's flexibility. Appreciate the continuing support. We got so many thank yous. We got one thank you that was 20,000 Buddhist monks saying a prayer at liftoff of our mission, and we appreciate that because there's a reason only one of us has been here doing this for as long as we have. Is that it's not the easiest job in the world, but you guys make it worthwhile. You really do. Every time I've been to all of our launches except that one in the Marshall Islands. I get to meet you, and boy, you guys are great. That's what I have to say. And we'll look forward to having a smooth go next time, and enjoy the tracking and enjoy the family video of our largest, most complicated, and most amazing launches ever, the Tranquility and Enterprise mission. Thanks very much. Okay, Marc, take us out.